I'm a urologist. I've prescribed every pill, Flomax, Avodart, you name it. But nothing prepared me for the day I saw my own brother collapse during our Thanksgiving dinner and went to the hospital. That situation forced me to find a real solution. What I discovered was an Amish secret, backed by new research from Harvard, that shrank his prostate and restored his manhood in just days. If you're desperate to stop the leaks, the pain, and the endless bathroom trips, keep watching. This could change your life. If you're tired of tiptoeing to the bathroom like a scared child at 3 a.m., if you're exhausted from lying awake counting ceiling tiles while your bladder screams for relief, if you're embarrassed by the pathetic dribble that barely fills a shot glass and makes you feel like half a man, then what I'm about to reveal will change everything you thought you knew about prostate problems. My name is Dr. Daniel Carter, and after decades as a urological researcher at institutions like Johns Hopkins and Harvard Medical School, I've made a discovery that's so threatening to the pharmaceutical industry, they've tried to silence me 3 times. Here's what I've discovered. Your prostate problems have nothing to do with aging, genetics, or hormones. Instead, they're caused by toxic sludge, a vicious accumulation of poisonous compounds that every man in America is trapped with. But here's the shocking part that will make your blood boil. Every single medication your doctor prescribes actually makes this trap worse. Stop. Before you read the next sentence, I want you to think about this. How many times has your doctor increased your medication dosage? How many different drugs have you tried? How much money have you spent? Now you're about to discover why none of it worked. Internal Pfizer documents leaked by a whistleblower in 2019 show that Flomax was designed to create what they called the perfect patient pipeline, men who would need increasingly stronger medications for the rest of their lives. They knew these drugs would never cure you. They were designed to keep you sick and dependent. That's right. Flomax, Proscar, Avodart, they don't eliminate the toxic buildup. They just mask the symptoms while the real problem gets deadlier. Meanwhile, Big Pharma collects $4.2 billion per year from men trapped in this cycle. But I refuse to stay quiet while millions of men suffer needlessly. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to break free from the prostate toxic overload forever. I'll reveal the simple 3-step Amish ritual that flushes decades of toxic buildup from your prostate in just weeks, allowing you to sleep through the night like a normal man again. This protocol has already helped over 73,000 men escape this trap and reclaim their masculine vitality. But I must warn you, pharmaceutical companies are working around the clock to suppress this information. This may be your only chance to break free from prostate issues. Are you ready to discover how to sleep through the night again? Then pay close attention to every word I'm about to share. What I'm about to tell you will challenge everything you think you know about prostate health. My name is Dr. Daniel Carter, and after 27 years of research at the world's top medical institutions, I've had the privilege of publishing over 200 peer-reviewed studies at prestigious institutions like Johns Hopkins, Mayo Clinic, and Harvard Medical School. I've been featured in the New England Journal of Medicine, spoken at international medical conferences, and my research has been cited in over 500 medical papers worldwide. But it wasn't the turning point of my career. I discovered that everything we are taught in medical school about prostate problems is a lie. A year ago, I watched my own brother, Frank, collapse in agony during Thanksgiving dinner. Our entire family watched a 62-year-old man cry out in pain as he urinated on himself because he couldn't control his own body due to his prostate issues. Frank was admitted for intensive treatment where doctors discovered that his prostate enlargement had caused a recurrent urinary tract infection, which led to pyelonephritis, a condition where bacteria infect the kidneys. Here's what made it even worse. I was his urologist. For months, I had been treating Frank with every conventional therapy available. Flomax, Avodart, expensive medications that cost him hundreds of dollars every month. I was so confident in my medical training, so sure that standard protocols would work. But watching my brother suffer in that hospital bed, I realized a horrifying truth. Everything I'd been taught about prostate health was wrong. That night in the hospital, watching Frank hooked up to IV antibiotics, something inside me broke. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I kept thinking, if conventional medicine had failed my own brother, someone I was supposed to protect, how many other men were suffering needlessly? That's when I made a decision that would change everything. I was going to find the real cause of prostate problems, no matter how long it took. or what it cost me. My brother survived, not because of emergency prostate surgery, but because his prostate had shrunk back to its normal size using a simple Amish secret recipe. Want to know how? So stay with me. In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to prove to you that your prostate problems have nothing to do with aging or hormones. The real culprit is something far more sinister, a toxic sludge that's been accumulating in your prostate tissue for decades, slowly poisoning you from the inside out. I have classified Harvard research showing that 97% of men over 40 are walking around with this toxic buildup right now. And if you don't flush it out soon, it will destroy not just your prostate, but potentially your kidneys, your bladder, and your entire urinary system. And all that with a simple trick that is known by the Amish people. This discovery is so threatening to the pharmaceutical industry's billion-dollar prostate drug empire that they've already pressured my hospital to try to silence me 3 times. They don't want you to know that there's a natural, safe way to completely reverse prostate problems without dangerous drugs or invasive surgery. But I refuse to stay quiet while millions of men suffer needlessly. In just a moment, I'll tell you exactly how this toxic buildup is destroying your prostate from the inside out, and how a simple ancient ritual can completely reverse decades of damage in a matter of weeks. This way, you'll finally be able to treat the root cause of your insecurities, like that pathetically weak stream or the unexpected leaking caused by your prostate. If you're asking yourself whether that's really possible, stay with me just a little longer, and I'll show you exactly how I saved my own older brother, and how that moment led to the biggest breakthrough of my career. 8 months before that terrible Thanksgiving, Frank had come to my office as a patient. The moment I saw him, I was shocked. This was the same man who had worked construction for 40 years, who had raised 3 kids, who had never taken a sick day in his life. But now he looked like a ghost, hollow eyes, slumped shoulders, the kind of exhaustion that comes from months of broken sleep. When the test results came back, my blood ran cold. Frank's PSA was 8.7, more than double the normal range, grade 3 BPH. In medical terms, that meant his prostate had grown so large it was crushing his urethra like a vice. But what terrified me most was knowing that at this level, we were looking at potential cancer risk, kidney damage, and if left untreated, I couldn't even think about it. Over the next few weeks, Frank's condition spiraled out of control. He was waking up 8, 10, sometimes 12 times per night, stumbling to the bathroom in darkness, only to stand there for minutes, straining to squeeze out a few painful drops. His wife Rose told me later that she would lie awake listening to him cry in frustration, hitting the wall because his own body had betrayed him. This was a man who had designed bridges that carried millions of people safely across rivers. He had solved complex structural problems, raised 3 successful children, and had never encountered a challenge he couldn't overcome through intelligence and hard work. But now, for the first time in his life, Frank felt completely powerless. His own body had become the one problem he couldn't engineer his way out of. Frank had been religious about following every treatment protocol I prescribed. Flomax at $180 per month, Proscar at $220 per month, Avodart at $240 per month. For 6 months, he had spent over $5,000 on medications, endured side effects that killed his libido, and left him dizzy and weak. And I kept telling him to be patient, that the drugs needed more time to work. I was so confident in my medical training that I couldn't see what was right in front of me. Frank was getting worse, not better. Thanksgiving had always been our family's most cherished tradition. My mother would spend days preparing her famous turkey. My father would tell the same stories about his childhood, and we'd all gather around the dining room table that had witnessed 4 decades of laughter, arguments, and love. But Frank sat at the far end of the table, his face pale and drawn, pushing food around his plate without taking a bite. Every few minutes, he would shift uncomfortably in his chair, wincing as if something inside him was on fire. My nephews kept trying to engage him in conversation, but Frank could barely maintain eye contact. Then I saw it, a look of pure terror flash across his face. He gripped the edge of the table so hard his knuckles went white. "I need to," he started to say, then stopped. He tried to stand, but his legs buckled. That's when he started screaming, not shouting, but a primal, animal sound of agony that made everyone at the table freeze in horror. Frank tried to stand and make it to the bathroom, but his legs gave out completely. The smell hit us first, sharp, acrid, unmistakable. Then we saw the spreading dark stain across his pants, dripping onto my mother's antique Persian rug. My 3 nephews sat frozen in shock, watching their father lose control of his most basic bodily function. Rose jumped up to help, but what could she do? Her husband of 35 years was urinating on himself in front of his entire family, and there was nothing anyone could do to stop it. We rushed Frank to the nearest hospital, and the report was as clear as it was horrifying. The ER doctor pulled me aside after reviewing Frank's labs. "Dr. Carter," he said quietly, "your brother has an urinary infection that has spread to his kidneys. His creatinine levels are elevated, and we're seeing signs of sepsis. We need to get him on IV antibiotics immediately, but I have to ask, how long has he been on prostate medications? 8 months, I replied, my voice barely a whisper. The doctor paused, choosing his words carefully. I see this more often than I'd like to admit. Patients who follow all the protocols, take all the medications, do everything right, and still end up here. The truth is, Dr. Carter, sometimes our standard treatments just aren't enough. When he said that, I froze. I was angry at the whole situation. But deep down, I knew he was right. I knew that doctors frequently give patients medications without truly knowing if they'll work. And now it was the same thing, but with my own brother. Life is unfair, Doc, he continued. Some people just don't have luck, while others live an entire life without any prostate issue. I spent that entire night in the hospital waiting room, watching Frank sleep fitfully with an IV drip in his arm. That's when it hit me. I had failed not just as a doctor, but as a brother. I had been so arrogant, so confident in my medical training that I had ignored the evidence right in front of me. Frank wasn't the first patient I'd seen whose standard treatments had failed. He was just the first one I actually cared about. At 3 a.m., I made a decision that would change everything. I pulled out my laptop and began researching every piece of scientific literature I could find on prostate disease. I was going to find out why some men live their entire lives without prostate problems, while others suffered despite perfect adherence to medical protocols. And I wasn't going to stop until I had the answer. For 3 sleepless weeks after Frank's collapse, I consumed every piece of research I could find on prostate disease. Not the standard medical textbooks I'd relied on for 27 years, but cutting-edge studies from around the world. I was obsessed, desperate, and willing to challenge everything I thought I knew about prostate health. And then, all my effort paid off. What I discovered in that Harvard study made my blood run cold. Published in the Journal of Environmental Health, but buried so deep that most doctors never see it, researchers had tracked 50,000 men for over 2 decades. The findings were shocking. Men exposed to environmental toxins for more than 20 years had prostate enlargement rates that were 340% higher than the general population. But that Harvard study was just the beginning. As I dug deeper, I uncovered a classified Environmental Protection Agency report that was never meant for public release. The findings were so alarming that the EPA buried it to avoid public panic. The study revealed that 97% of American men over 40, including you, me, and Frank, have dangerous levels of toxic chemicals stored in their prostate tissue. We're not talking about trace amounts. These are concentrations 50 to 100 times higher than what the government considers safe. The EPA study identified over 200 different toxic compounds: BPA from plastic water bottles, pesticides from conventionally grown food, heavy metals from industrial pollution, hormone-disrupting chemicals from everyday cleaning products, and pharmaceutical residues from contaminated water supplies. This means it doesn't matter if you're a CEO sitting in a corner office or a construction worker exposed to chemicals all day. It doesn't matter if you eat organic food, drink filtered water, or live in the cleanest suburb in America. Every single man over 40 is walking around with a toxic time bomb in his prostate. These toxins don't just pass through your system, they get trapped inside your prostate tissue where they accumulate for decades, creating what researchers call cellular toxic deposits. But why does this toxic buildup target the prostate specifically? Here's the terrifying truth. Unlike your liver or kidneys, which filter and flush toxins out of your system, your prostate acts like a toxic sponge. The high concentration of fatty tissue in your prostate attracts and traps these chemicals like a magnet. Once they're in there, they don't leave. They just accumulate year after year, slowly poisoning you from the inside out. As this prostate toxic overload damage accumulates, your prostate begins to fail in 3 devastating ways. First, the toxic inflammation causes your prostate to swell like a balloon, crushing your urethra and making urination painful and incomplete. Second, the cellular damage destroys the muscular function of your prostate, leaving you unable to fully empty your bladder. Third, the hormonal disruption kills your testosterone production, destroying your libido, energy, and masculine vitality. This toxic poisoning doesn't just destroy your prostate, it destroys your identity as a man. You become that guy who can't sit through a movie without multiple bathroom breaks, the husband who can't satisfy his wife, the grandfather who's too tired and irritable to play with his grandkids. You become a burden, not a protector, a liability, not a leader. But this ends today. What I'm about to show you won't just save your life. It will give you back the freedom and confidence you once had, and bring back the man you thought was gone forever, whether you're 30 or 80. For weeks after Frank's collapse, I obsessed obsessively searched for a solution that could reverse decades of toxic damage. I knew conventional medicine had failed him, and time was running out. Then, buried in a Harvard research database, I discovered something that made my heart race with excitement. What I found was a groundbreaking 20-year epidemiological study from Harvard's School of Public Health that tracked over 12,000 Amish men across Pennsylvania and Ohio. The results were staggering. Despite living in agricultural communities exposed to pesticides and industrial pollution, Amish men had prostate enlargement rates that were 94% lower than the general American population. The Harvard researchers were baffled. How could these men, living without modern medical care, exposed to farm chemicals and unfiltered well water, have virtually perfect prostate health? After extensive interviews with Amish elders, they discovered the answer: a simple daily ritual passed down through generations. A combination of 3 common plants that every American can find in their local health food store. The results were extraordinary. 80-year-old Amish men with stronger urine flow than most 40-year-olds, complete bladder emptying, and sexual vitality that their younger counterparts envied. Laboratory analysis revealed the mechanism. This ancient combination activated cellular detoxification enzymes by 170%, accelerated damaged cell membrane repair, and triggered healthy tissue regeneration, even after decades of toxic exposure. The Amish had unknowingly discovered the perfect antidote to modern prostate poisoning. After months of research, I identified the 3 key components that made that ritual work. I spent months analyzing each ingredient, testing different combinations and dosages until I found the perfect formula that could replicate and even enhance the Amish results. What I discovered was a complete blueprint for reversing toxic damage to the prostate. I identified the exact nutrients, dosages, and timing protocols needed to detoxify and regenerate prostate tissue damaged by decades of chemical exposure. That's when I made the decision that would change my career forever. I was going to adapt these Amish protocols for public use. The first ingredient was stinging nettle, which the Amish called the Great Cleanser. Modern research reveals why. This powerful plant contains compounds that bind to toxins in prostate tissue and flush them out through the urinary system. It's like giving your prostate a complete detox bath. Second was saw palmetto, used by Native American tribes for over 200 years to support urinary health. This palm berry extract doesn't just reduce inflammation, it actively shrinks enlarged prostate tissue while restoring normal hormonal balance. The Amish men called it the manhood protector. Third was pumpkin seed extract, nature's most concentrated source of zinc and essential fatty acids. This powerhouse doesn't just ease symptoms, it actively rebuilds damaged prostate cells and restores healthy tissue architecture. Big Pharma has spent billions trying to replicate these effects with synthetic drugs, but nature perfected it centuries ago. After uncovering the secrets of the Amish method, I spent months perfecting an upgraded version, a capsule even more powerful than the original Amish recipe, designed for rapid and targeted absorption with pharmaceutical-grade precision. When I presented this to Frank, I was honest about the experimental nature of the treatment. "Frank," I said quietly, "I failed you. Surgery won't fix this. It's dangerous and doesn't treat the root cause. But I found something that does. Something real. Something that can flush out the toxins and restore your prostate health." Frank looked at me with a mixture of hope and skepticism. After explaining the research, he said, "Daniel, if that's true, give me that damn pill." What happened next defied everything I thought I knew about prostate disease. Within 72 hours of starting the protocol, Frank noticed something he hadn't experienced in months. He slept for 4 straight hours without getting up. "I thought it was just coincidence," he told me, but it happened again the next night. By day 7, Frank's nighttime bathroom trips dropped from 8 to 10 times to just 1 to 2. His wife Rose called me in tears. "Daniel, he's sleeping like a baby. I haven't seen him this rested in years." 2 weeks in, Frank called me with excitement I hadn't heard in his voice since before his diagnosis. "Daniel, something incredible is happening. My stream is stronger. I can actually empty my bladder completely, and I feel like I have my life back." His wife Rose noticed the transformation too. She said, "I'm not tossing and turning all night anymore, and I actually have energy during the day," Frank told me. At the 8-week mark, Frank achieved something his urologist said was impossible. He slept through the entire night for the first time in over 5 years. "When I do go to the bathroom," he told me, "it's like I'm 20 years younger. Strong flow, complete emptying, no pain. I feel like I have my life back." Frank's follow-up blood work was stunning. PSA dropped from 8.7 to 5.2, inflammatory markers decreased by 60%, kidney function improved significantly, and testosterone levels increased by 45%. I was speechless. I've never seen improvement like this without surgery. After just 6 months on the protocol, Frank's prostate had shrunk to its normal size. His PSA was down to 3.8, and surgery was no longer needed. succeeded. But the most remarkable change was in Frank himself. "Daniel, you did it," he said with tears in his eyes. "You gave me my life back. I have my energy back. My confidence returned. And for the first time in years, I feel like a healthy, vital man again." My brother's transformation wasn't a miracle. It was the result of precise scientific intervention based on cutting-edge toxicology research. After Frank's remarkable transformation, word spread quickly among my colleagues in the urology community. Other doctors began asking if they could try this protocol with their most difficult cases. Dr. Michael Rodriguez, chief of urology at a major teaching hospital, approached me with 20 patients who were scheduled for surgery within the next 60 days. "Daniel," he said, "these are men who have failed every conventional treatment. If your protocol can help even a few of them avoid surgery, it would be a game changer." We conducted a carefully controlled clinical trial with these 20 men, plus an additional 368 volunteers who had heard about Frank's recovery through word of mouth. The results exceeded every expectation. 94% of men reduced nighttime urination from an average of 6 times to 1 or 0 times per night. 91% experienced dramatically stronger urine flow and complete bladder emptying. 88% saw measurable prostate size reduction within 8 weeks, average 34% reduction. 86% showed significant PSA decreases, an average 60% reduction. 100% of them avoided the surgery they were scheduled for within 60 days. Also, 87% reported enhanced sexual function and libido, while 72% lost an average of 12 pounds without any dietary changes. But numbers on a page can't capture the real impact of what we discovered. The true proof came from the men whose lives were transformed, men just like you who had given up hope. What you're about to read are real stories from real patients. These are men who were facing surgery, divorce, and complete loss of masculine vitality until they discovered what Frank discovered.
I'll never forget that day in March when my urologist looked me in the eye and said, "Robert, we need to schedule your surgery immediately. Your prostate is so enlarged, it's becoming life-threatening." I walked out of that office feeling like my life was over. My wife Sarah held my hand in the parking lot while I cried, something I hadn't done since my father died. 8 weeks after starting Dr. Carter's protocol, I walked back into that same office for my pre-surgery appointment. My urologist ran the tests twice because he couldn't believe what he was seeing. My prostate had shrunk to nearly normal size. My PSA dropped from 9.2 to 4.1, and he actually said, "Robert, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it. Surgery is completely off the table." I'm 67 years old and I haven't felt this good in 20 years. Sarah says, "I'm like the man she married 45 years ago. Dr. Carter didn't just save my prostate, he saved my marriage, my dignity, and my life."
Wall Street executive for 35 years. You'd think I wouldn't have toxic exposure issues, but between the polluted city air, stress, processed food, and constant travel, my body was a toxic waste dump. My prostate problems were affecting my work performance. I couldn't sit through long meetings, was constantly distracted by bathroom urges, and was exhausted from poor sleep. My doctor wanted to put me on multiple medications. Dr. Carter's protocol approached the problem like a business plan. Identify the root cause, develop a systematic solution, and measure results. After 12 weeks, my prostate function was completely restored. I had more energy for work, better focus in meetings, and my wife was amazed by the transformation. This is the most effective health investment I've ever made. Every executive dealing with prostate issues needs this information.
At 60, I thought my life was over. My prostate was so enlarged I couldn't work anymore. Imagine trying to run a construction crew when you're running to the bathroom every 30 minutes. I was getting up 15 times a night and could barely squeeze out a few drops each time. My wife was sleeping in the guest room because I was keeping her awake all night. My urologist said surgery was my only option, but at my age, the risks were enormous. My son told me I should just accept it and retire, but I wasn't ready to give up. Dr. Carter's protocol was my last hope before going under the knife. Within 2 weeks, I was only getting up 2 to 3 times a night. My wife moved back into our bedroom. By week 6, I was down to waking up just once. After 12 weeks, my prostate had shrunk to normal size, and my PSA dropped from 11.2 to 3.7. But here's the miracle. I went back to work. At 63, I'm working full-time again, have more energy than men half my age, and my wife says I'm like the man she married 40 years ago. My crew can't believe the transformation. Dr. Carter didn't just save my prostate, it saved my life.
After witnessing these incredible transformations, I knew we had to make this breakthrough available to every man who needed it. But of course, Big Pharma wasn't going to let it go this way. 3 major medical journals, including the New England Journal of Medicine, rejected our study without peer review, claiming it was was outside their scope of interest. When I pressed for details, one editor admitted off the record, "Dr. Carter, your findings threaten too many established interests." Within weeks, two pharmaceutical giants contacted my research partner, Dr. Rodriguez, offering $2.3 million in research grants if we would consider our study methodology and focus on more conventional approaches. When we refused, the threats escalated. My hospital administration received anonymous complaints about our research and threatened to shut down the study entirely. The chief of staff pulled me aside and said, "Daniel, you're playing with fire. These people don't mess around." But I refused to back down. Too many men were suffering while pharmaceutical companies profited from their misery. The prostate drug industry generates $4.2 billion annually. Every man with an enlarged prostate represents thousands of dollars in lifetime revenue. They couldn't afford to let this information go public. Despite the pressure, I knew millions of men were still suffering because they didn't have access to this life-changing protocol. That's when I made the decision that would define my legacy. I was going to make this formula available to every man who needed it, regardless of the consequences. Despite the pharmaceutical industry's attempts to silence me, I knew millions of men were counting on this breakthrough. I spent the next 18 months in what I can only describe as obsessive perfectionism, testing over 200 different formulations with 5,000 patients until I achieved the exact combination that could replicate Frank's miraculous transformation in any man, regardless of age or severity of symptoms. Finding a manufacturer willing to produce this formula was nearly impossible. Most supplement companies use cheap synthetic ingredients and shortcuts that destroy the potency. After months of searching, I finally found one of only 3 facilities in America with the technology to create pharmaceutical-grade natural formulas, the same standards used for prescription medications, but with the power of nature instead of dangerous chemicals. And that's how Men Balance Pro was born, the world's first and only supplement that targets the real root cause of your prostate problems: toxic cellular buildup. This isn't another symptom-masking supplement. This is a complete prostate restoration system that works in 3 precise phases to give you back the prostate health you had in your 20s. Men Balance Pro is a complete 3-phase protocol that, unlike other supplements and meds that only address symptoms, completely targets the real root cause, the toxic buildup in your prostate. Phase 1 is the detox. In the first 2 to 4 weeks, Men Balance Pro's specialized botanical blend begins flushing decades of accumulated toxins from your prostate tissue. You'll notice your first improvements here: better sleep, reduced nighttime urination, and increased energy as your body eliminates the poison that's been slowly killing your masculine vitality. Phase 2 is repair. Weeks 4 through 12 are when the real magic happens. As the toxins clear, Men Balance Pro's regenerative compounds begin rebuilding damaged prostate cells, restoring normal size and function. Your urine flow strengthens, bladder emptying improves, and your sexual function returns to levels you haven't experienced in years. Phase 3 is protect. During months 3 to 6, it creates a protective barrier against future toxic accumulation. Your prostate develops natural resistance to environmental toxins, ensuring that your improvements are permanent and your risk of future problems is virtually eliminated. Every bottle of Men Balance Pro is manufactured in FDA-registered, GMP-certified facilities using pharmaceutical-grade equipment. Each ingredient is weighed to 0.001 gram precision, tested for heavy metals and contaminants, and verified for potency. This isn't a typical supplement. It's a medical-grade formula that happens to be made from natural ingredients. Developing Men Balance Pro required over $2.3 million in research and development costs. Rare pharmaceutical-grade ingredients are expensive to source and manufacture. Given the dramatic results and years of research behind it, we could easily charge $300 to $500 per bottle, and it would still be a bargain. Consider the alternatives. Prostate medications cost $200 to $400 per month with dangerous side effects. Prostate surgery costs $15,000 to $35,000 with no guarantee of success. Ongoing medical care can cost $5,000 to $10,000 per year. Most men spend over $50,000 trying to fix their prostate problems over their lifetime and still never address the root cause. But my mission has always been to help as many men as possible reclaim their prostate health. That's why today, and for the next 48 hours only, you won't pay $500, $400, or even $300 per bottle. I've arranged 3 special treatment packages that make this breakthrough affordable for any man who's serious about reclaiming his health. But I need to give you a warning before we continue. you. You will have awesome results using Men Balance for 2 to 3 months, but the truth is that this is a consistent treatment, so it takes exactly 6 months until your prostate is working and totally healthy again. And to make it worse, if you don't conclude the 6-month treatment, your prostate can accumulate those toxins again. Maybe it can grow even larger than before. So if you want to break free from prostate enlargement, to break free from sexual dysfunction and unwanted leaks, the 6 months treatment is mandatory. And as I told you, treating your prostate problems can be costly. But my mission is to help men all over the world to reclaim their health, to get their lives back as my brother Frank did. So we prepared a special deal for limited time only to help you. There's 3 treatment plans. The first one is the 2-bottle package, which means 60 days of treatment, just $79 per bottle plus a small shipping fee. Perfect if you want to experience the initial detox phase and feel the difference for yourself. The second one, the 3-bottle package, which means 90 days of treatment, only $69 per bottle with free shipping, saving $30. With this treatment, you will see your prostate start to shrink and the constant bathroom trips are going to end. Also, if you choose this package, you win an incredible gift: 4 premium ebooks that will not only help you boost your testosterone levels, but also improve your performance in those private, intimate moments with your partner. And finally, we have the best deal, the 6-bottle package. In this plan, you pay only $49 per bottle, saving $180. Besides that, you get free shipping and all the bonuses from the previous plan. This is the complete protocol that ensures permanent results and lifelong protection against future prostate problems. Based on our clinical studies with over 73,000 men, here's what you can expect. 96% see significant improvement within 60 days. However, for complete prostate restoration and permanent protection against future problems, the full 6-month protocol is essential. This isn't a quick fix. It's a complete transformation that gives you back decades of masculine vitality. I know this formula works because I've seen it transform thousands of lives. One of them was my own brother. The only men who don't get results are those who don't follow the protocol consistently. But I understand you might feel doubt. I bet you tried other things that didn't work for you. So even seeing the evidence that Men Balance Pro, you might feel hesitant. But I'm so confident in Men Balance Pro that I'm backing it with the strongest guarantee in the industry. You can try Men Balance Pro for a full 60 days. If you don't experience significant improvement in your prostate health, better sleep, stronger urine flow, reduced frequency, increased energy, and overall vitality, simply ask for a refund. No questions asked, no hassles, no forms to fill out. Just contact our customer service team and we'll refund every penny of your purchase price within 48 hours. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. This isn't just a money-back guarantee. It's my personal promise that Men Balance Pro will work for you. If for any reason you're not completely satisfied, you get your money back and keep the bonuses as my way of saying thanks for trying the formula. This is the safest health decision you'll ever make, but you must act immediately. Due to the specialized ingredients and complex manufacturing process, we can only produce 2,000 bottles per month. With the overwhelming response to this presentation, we're already on a 6-week back order for new customers. This special pricing is only available for the next 48 hours and only while current inventory lasts. After that, new customers will pay full retail price and join the waiting list. If you can see the order buttons below, it means we still have inventory available. But thousands of other men are watching this same presentation right now, and once we're sold out, you'll have to wait months for the next batch. I know you're still here because something inside you recognizes the truth in what I've shared. Frank's transformation wasn't luck. It was the result of finally addressing the real cause of his prostate problems. And right now, you have the same opportunity he had. But unlike Frank, you don't have to wait until you're collapsing at family dinner to take action. Getting Men Balance Pro is simple. Step 1, choose your treatment package below based on your commitment level. Step 2, complete your order. Click your preferred package to go to our secure checkout page. Your information is protected with 256-bit SSL encryption, the same security used by major banks. Step 3, in 3 to 5 days, your package will arrive at your door with discreet shipping. That's it. No complicated protocols, no doctor visits, no insurance hassles. Just the same breakthrough that saved Frank's life, delivered directly to your door. Then you only have to take 2 capsules a day with your meal. That's it. But I need to be completely honest with with you about availability. The 3 rare botanical ingredients in Men Balance Pro can only be sourced from specific regions during certain seasons. Our pharmaceutical-grade manufacturing process is so precise that we can only produce 1,847 bottles per month. Last month, we sold out in 4 days. The month before, in 6 days. Right now, we have 312 bottles remaining from this month's batch. Once they're gone, the next production run won't be ready for 6 to 8 weeks. This isn't a marketing gimmick, it's the reality of creating a formula this potent with ingredients this rare. If you can see the order buttons below, you're seeing real-time inventory. But I'm watching our stock counter and it's dropping every few minutes as other men make their decision. Right now, you're standing at a crossroads that will determine the next decade of your life. You have 2 paths ahead of you. Continue down the same road, keep suffering with frequent urination, weak flow, and sleepless nights. Keep pretending your prostate problems will magically improve on their own. Continue waking up 6, 8, 10 times per night, stumbling to the bathroom in darkness. Watch your wife move to the guest room because you're keeping her awake. Feel your masculine confidence erode as you leak urine at inappropriate moments. Spend more than $50,000 over the next 10 years on medications that don't work and surgeries that leave you worse off. Face the inevitable progression toward complete prostate failure, kidney damage, and potential cancer. Or you can take control of your prostate health. Use the same scientifically proven protocol that saved Frank's life to eliminate the toxic buildup destroying your prostate. Sleep through the night for the first time in years. Urinate with the strength and confidence of a man half your age. Restore your energy, vitality, and masculine presence. Protect yourself against future prostate problems and cancer risk. Save tens of thousands on medical treatments while actually addressing the root cause. The choice seems obvious, but here's what I've learned from helping over 73,000 men. The obvious choice isn't always the easy choice. It requires you to take action right now while you still can. This is your moment of truth. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. In the next 60 seconds, you'll either join the thousands of men who've reclaimed their prostate health and masculine vitality, or you'll close this page and continue down the same path that brought you here. Frustrated, exhausted, and slowly losing the battle against your own body. Frank almost waited too long. He almost let embarrassment and procrastination cost him his health, his dignity, and potentially his life. Don't make the same mistake. The pharmaceutical industry has spent billions convincing you that prostate problems are just part of aging. They profit from your suffering. They need you to believe that expensive medications and dangerous surgeries are your only options. This breakthrough threatens their entire business model. That's why this presentation has already been flagged for removal. That's why we can only produce limited quantities. That's why you may never see this information again. But right now, in this moment, you have the power to change everything. You have access to the same protocol that transformed Frank from a man who couldn't control his own body into someone who feels 20 years younger. The question isn't whether Men Balance Pro works. We've proven that with over 73,000 success stories. The question is whether you'll take action while you still can. 6 months from now, you'll be one of 2 men. The man who took action today and is now sleeping through the night, urinating normally, and feeling like himself again. The man whose wife is amazed by his transformation. The man who avoided surgery, saved thousands on medical bills, and protected his future health. Or the man who hesitated, who let this opportunity slip away, who's still dealing with the same problems, only worse. The man who looks back at this moment with regret, wishing he had acted when he could. Your prostate health, your masculine vitality, your future, it all depends on what you do in the next 60 seconds. Choose your package below and reclaim the man you're meant to be. I know you may still have some questions before making this life-changing decision. Here are the answers to what thousands of men have asked me before transforming their prostate health. How quickly will I see results? Just like Frank, most men notice their first improvements within 7 to 14 days. Better sleep, fewer nighttime bathroom trips, stronger energy during the day. By weeks 4 to 6, you'll experience significant transformation, stronger urine flow, complete bladder emptying, and renewed confidence. The complete 6-month protocol ensures permanent results by building your body's natural defense against future toxic accumulation. This isn't just temporary relief. It's a complete restoration of your masculine vitality. Is this safe to take with my current medications? Men Balance Pro contains only pharmaceutical-grade natural ingredients with an excellent safety profile, the same botanicals that have been used safely for centuries. Unlike synthetic drugs with dangerous side effects, our formula works with your body's natural healing mechanisms. However, because we care about your complete health picture, always consult your physician before starting any new supplement, especially if you're taking prescription medications. Will this work for severe prostate problems like mine? Our clinical study specifically focused on men with the most severe cases. Enlarged prostates, PSA levels over 10, men literally scheduled for surgery within 60 days. These weren't mild cases. These were men facing the same crisis Frank experienced. The results speak for themselves. 94% experienced significant improvement and 97% completely avoided surgery. If it worked for men who were hours away from going under the knife, it will work for you. Remember, Frank's PSA was 8.7 and he was facing emergency surgery. Now he's completely healthy. How is this different from other prostate supplements I've tried? Every other prostate supplement on the market treats symptoms. They might temporarily reduce inflammation or slightly improve flow, but they never address why your prostate enlarged in the first place. Men Balance Pro is the only formula that targets the root cause, decades of toxic accumulation in your prostate tissue. While other supplements provide temporary relief, Men Balance Pro actually reverses the damage by flushing out toxins, repairing cellular damage, and protecting against future problems. It's the difference between putting a Band-Aid on a wound versus actually healing it. What if it doesn't work for me? You're protected by our ironclad 60-day money-back guarantee. If you don't experience dramatically better sleep, stronger urine flow, increased energy, and renewed confidence, simply contact our customer service team for a complete refund within 48 hours. No questions asked, no forms to fill out. You keep all the bonuses as my gift for trying the formula. This is literally the safest health decision you'll ever make. You have everything to gain and nothing to lose. How long do I need to take it? Based on our clinical studies with over 73,000 men, the complete 6-month protocol ensures permanent results and lifelong protection. Think of it like this. It took decades for toxins to accumulate in your prostate. It takes 6 months to completely flush them out and rebuild healthy tissue. After that, many men continue with a maintenance dose to ensure they never face prostate problems again. The transformation you'll experience in those 6 months will give you back decades of masculine vitality. Every question you just read was asked by a man who was exactly where you are right now, frustrated, exhausted, and desperate for a real solution. The difference between the men who transformed their lives and those who continued suffering was simple. They took action while they still could. Your prostate health won't improve on its own. The toxic buildup will only get worse. The symptoms will only intensify. But right now, you have the same opportunity Frank had, the chance to reclaim your masculine vitality and transform your life. Don't let this moment slip away. Click below to order Men Balance Pro now.